I have to use the restroom right now, but I'm going to go ahead and get into this. So, the issue we're dealing with is that creative mode, the ability to do whatever you want without any collision with anyone else or any problems ever again, has a large disbelief to it. People cannot believe it. And the disbelief works like this. They disbelieve in what isn't happening, meaning if they haven't seen it be possible by now, then it's not possible. And then they also believe in a fear of pain or suffering, which means that they have a fear of pain or suffering that prevents them from actually accepting the idea. Can you pick something? I don't pick. They have a fear of believing in something illogical that will lead to them suffering, which is what prevents them from accepting the idea that the reality of us all being able to do what we want without any problems or any boredom is real. And they also likely judge others for being themselves. Because they are getting judged for being themselves whenever they are. But also, that's fine. Also, because when we're all kids, we all know what we say whenever we all have to do something we don't like. Like, let's say all the other kids want to go fishing and someone wants to go play a video game, right? The one who wants to go play a video game will go, oh, that's stupid. This is stupid. And we'll say, oh, fishing is stupid. Now, I didn't do that. That's not what I did. That's not what I did. Okay? So, that's likely where this starts. It starts with someone saying, excuse me. Someone saying that somebody else's fun is stupid, which then puts a limitation on their fun. Now, here's what they do. Because they disbelieve in what they haven't seen or what they haven't come to believe by this point, and because they have a fear of being wrong and illogical, what it means is they choose to believe that people who disagree with them are too dumb and illogical to be ethical. And this contributes to the mass that steers people into doing wrong. And what wrong is usually about aligning with others. You know, some things that are considered wrong are actually okay when in the right situation with the right level of agreement and the right level of understanding from the people around you. The only exception to that rule, obviously, being pedophilia. Pedophilia is the only thing that's never right, okay? And I know you're saying, I know that there are guys out there that's claiming that this holds me back, but I'm telling you, there's a violation of choice there no matter what you do, okay? So, another thing these guys do is whenever we say, hey, it's because you keep judging others for having fun and doing their own thing and saying that because you don't like it or it doesn't make sense to you that it's all going to go wrong. They fall back on, what about rapists? What about pedophiles? So you're saying they can do whatever they want? And this is what they do whenever they're called out for being judgmental. This is what they do whenever they say that they try to win the argument here by saying that they need to judge others when they really don't need to outside of these situations. They say, oh, so you're just okay with rapists and pedophiles then? And that's not what they try to present that as an image on us to make it seem like we're stupid. Like, that's what they think. We're stupid, so they're saying something stupid and putting it on our skin. But no, rapists are violating choice, so they violate what it is we're trying to create. Now, another thing that's happening, we have right now, and right now is what's happening right now at all times. It's right now, always continuing. Now, what's happening is we have something bad happened. And this is where I'm going to get in some trouble, and this is where I'm connecting. This is where I'm getting signed. So Kanye speaks about the Holocaust, tries to say some stuff. Now, the Holocaust is an example of a bad thing that has happened. Slavery is an example of a bad thing that has happened. And what this is, it's something happened. Y'all need to respect that idea. Y'all need to orient y'all's idea of what's real around it. And if y'all don't care what happened to those people. So y'all need to go through it yourselves to see how it feels. And what this is, it's a gatehold. What it is life can't be whatever you want. Because don't you remember that this happened? If you say, yeah, but just because that happened doesn't mean it's going to keep happening. They go, oh, so you don't think it matters that it happened. Oh, okay, so you need to go through it then. That's what's going to happen to you. And they start believing that, and then enough of them remass it until you suffer, right? It's pretty much like an advanced wheelchair threat. If you don't give up on what you want because this happened, then you're going to end up going through it. That's a wheelchair threat. So obviously we say, look, the less we believe in it, the less it will happen. And they go, that doesn't make sense, because they're saying, if I don't believe it by now, it's not fucking possible. If it's not happening by now, if it doesn't make sense to me by now, it never will. And that's what they're doing. And so this dead mass, what it does, whenever we start realizing holy shit, the less we believe in bad things, the less bad things happen. The more we believe in good things, the more good things happen. The bad things get aggressive. The bad things have almost become sentient, and they start a dead mass. And that dead mass will challenge us and will start scaring us and fearing us into believing that it's going to happen anyway. This is sort of the dead chaos thing. And it also scares us with the idea of wheelchairing one of us. Like, for instance, we believe in the idea that one day people as we know it will be immortal and invincible, like characters in a fucking internet game who can respawn, who can not take damage whenever they want. We believe that that's a possible thing that can happen. But these guys go, oh, okay, and so they start like imagining one of us ending up in a fucking wheelchair. And what it is obviously if it actually does physically occur in the physiological state that one of us ends up in a wheelchair, what happens is that we get held back a little bit. We're all like, all right, now we're gonna have to spend a lifetime or two fucking proving that this guy doesn't actually need to be in a fucking wheelchair, that we can break this belief here. We can break this idea of things are just happening against our choice. And what it does is it holds us back from focusing on the goal, because once again, someone ends up in a wheelchair. If you don't respect that happened, you're gonna end up in a wheelchair too. And so here we have to play really smart games to prevent these guys from mashing that shit into reality. Now they use arguments like spontaneous occurrence, random prediction, just chaotic occurrence of things that we don't have any control over. It can just accidentally put one of us in a wheelchair. Okay. They do stuff like that. They use these like almost like computer condition arguments to keep the probability of it happening and to increase the odds of it happening against our ability to prove it wrong or believe in something else. So here's another thing that's happening. So I'm gonna put it like this. Let's say you got me here, you got Kanye West, and you got Nathan Fielder, right? So I believe that we can do anything that we want, and that the only thing that's stopping it is that we don't all believe that without trying to control each other. That's the error. We can all do whatever we want, but we all try to control each other, and that's what stops it. We all need to think of something above that logic. So it causes an error. We say we can all do whatever we want. And what that is everybody around us starts saying all the stuff that stops it. They start saying, yeah, but what about the people that don't want you to do that? Or what about the fact that you can end up in a wheelchair? Or what about the fact that this can happen to you? What about the fact this can happen to you? And once again, because they think that us being illogical to them means that we're unethical, because you have to be smart to be an ethical person, they start saying, we're doing wrong, they're doing wrong, they're doing wrong. And so from my point of view, with all the people in between me and Kanye, with all the people that are physically in between the communication of me and Kanye West, I get told Kanye West is making a fool of himself. Kanye West says the Holocaust isn't real. Kanye West says he supports the KKK now. I get told all this stuff. Like, here's the thing. This boundary of people that don't believe it. They have this whole point where they're saying all the negative concepts because I'm illogical, I'm unethical to them. They pass it on to the other boundary that surrounds Kanye West. And Kanye West is getting told, oh my God, he's a pedophile. Oh my God, he rapes women. Oh my God, he killed somebody. Oh my God, he just tried to say that pedophilia is okay. Oh my gosh. And so Kanye West gets these ideas of me, I get these ideas of him. And what's happening is we both believe in the same idea, that there's that we can all do whatever we want, and that the only thing stopping it is how we all respond to the concept to try and control everybody, instead of figuring out how to get to that space where we all do it without collision. So I say this, everybody around me thinks that I'm stupid, so they interpret it in a dumb way, and they communicate that dumb interpretation to the people that are around Kanye West, and Kanye West hears bad things about me, and I hear bad things about Kanye West through the same device. But the truth is, we both believe in the concept that we can all do whatever we want, and that we just have to keep believing it and making it happen, as the idea of none of us being able to do what we want tries to aggressively assert itself on us. Now, Nathan Fielder is a different example, because I've never heard anything bad about Nathan Fielder. And here's the thing, Nathan Fielder and me almost exist in the same sort of condition, in that we know how to communicate and we know how to bridge here, except Nathan Fielder has maybe like a better ability of doing that, and some different connections and just a different position. But here's the thing. So I have to create a bridge in order to get the people around me to understand it, because they don't believe anything that isn't happening. They have a fear of pain and suffering from being illogical. They judge others for not making sense to them. And they think that people who don't make sense to them are automatically unethical, because you have to be logical to make sense. You have to be logical to do the right thing. So here, I know how to connect my bridges enough to slow people down to prevent them from killing me. Kanye West, he's a little bit more assertive about his ideas, which means he gets a little bit more aggression from his ideas. Me, I take the time and I communicate them. Nathan Fielder, he's very funny, he's very intelligent, but he communicates the same ideas, so he gets a different communication from the resistance. So there's the space in which I have control over my actions. There's a space in which Kanye has control over his actions. There's a space in which Nathan Fielder has control over his actions. And then there's everyone else's interpretation of who we are because they think that the idea we're representing is illogical. Now, they tell all the other people we're all fucking stupid. We're all retarded. We all keep doing wrong. We all keep making mistakes. Kanye West hears bad things about me. I hear bad things about Kanye West. Nathan Fielder, I don't really hear much about him other than like he's making a new movie or he's making a new show. And that's all I want to hear about him is that he's doing good. So, all this being said, the whole point is these people do not get that they are contributing to it. Now, the concept that they use is, yeah, but even if I don't believe it, it's still going to keep happening. Even if we all don't believe it anymore, it's still going to keep happening. And that's not fucking true. That's just not true. I'm telling you, it isn't true. We have seen things happen here because people believed in them. We've seen things happen here that before they occurred, it was disbelief because it wasn't happening yet. We've seen that. No matter how many times you claim that there's just you're actually giving power to the concept of none of us being able to do whatever we want, because that is a concept that we're all fighting. That concept tricks, that concept plays games, that concept tries to sneak itself into existing on us anyway. It's not life. There's not a solid, unresponsive mass in life that doesn't give a fuck about us. That mass responded to us trying to control each other. That's what this shit is. All right, and you can sit there and you can try to convince yourself that no matter how much you believe in what I'm saying, life is still just gonna choose to not do what you want. That shit is wrong, okay? Because you beat the mass whenever it tries so hard to stop us from doing what it wants, from doing what we want, that it can no longer do what it wants. It can no longer do what it wants. See how I just accidentally said it? That's how it works. It sneaks itself in no matter what. That's what the fuck it does. It is a sentient game, dude. So.
You want me to add cheese in there?
Sure. Oh, the sliced cheese? Yeah. Yeah. If we had milk, that would have been cool.
We don't have milk.
So that's what all this is. And that's why all the people that get close to being in heaven in our space end up getting the most controversy, the most hate, all that stuff. Because we're just being told by the filter. There's his actions, who he actually is, versus who all the people around him interpret him as because they think he's illogical for not thinking like them. There's who I am, who I actually am, who I choose to be, and then the circle of people, the ring around me of like the boundary of people interpreting me because they think I'm illogical, and that gets communicated. And that's all I want to say. I just wanted to get that out there. And these people that think that I'm wrong, that we're never going to be immortal, that we're never going to have what we want, I want you to understand what's going to happen. You're going to have your little laugh. You're going to say, he's going to die one day. He's going to get old. That's going to happen. When he does, he's going to be fucking stupid. And that's going to be the concept that you chose. But I want you to know that at that point, I'm dedicated to this. And that's where I'm headed, regardless of what you see. Because that just means that you chose that you chose to see that you chose to believe in the idea that for some reason we all have this inkling of a choice in which we all want to do whatever we want, but that it's never going to develop further than this. Because you chose to believe that. Okay, I'm done.